let's save the fucking rainforest from burning to hell. And this the Atheist Amazon Rainforest fundraiser thingy, whatever the title is. I can't even see my own title. Wait, who's that? Who's doing that?
I'm pulling up the chat. I had to mute you. Sorry.
Oh, that's okay. I'm used to it. I have a Jewish mother. All right, so the idea here is to try and raise some awareness of what's going down on the Amazon. Like nobody knows, but
fire.
Like big time fire, as you saw with my quickly made header that I did there. It's just raging down there. And it's been said that the Amazon are literally the lungs of the planet. Yeah. Although people have argued that fact, saying that the ocean and the algae in the ocean is actually the lungs of the planet. But it's a big part of our oxygen supply. So I think we should do anything that we possibly can to raise some money for it. So on that note, below in the description, I do have a link to the fundraising site that you can go and donate to whenever you can. In the meantime, enjoy our shenanigans. So I have with me today, I have Andy Fellows, who I just met today, thanks to Adam. He introduced us. And Adam, you guys know because he's been on one of my shows. And you guys, come on, you guys know Jamie. I mean, he's Mr. Talk Heathen over here. And he's also been in one of my deconversion stories, which was so much fun when we did that. Both of them. Like there's little elements of every stories that I do on my channel that just stick with me. And both you guys are right up there at the top. So just so you guys know.
I like to feel special, so thank you.
All right. Well, we'll give you the what's that conical shaped hat that you make people sit in the corner? Oh no, wait, I'm sorry, that's a dunce cap. My bad.
Yeah.
I'm over here agreeing, like, yeah.
He's just like, oh yeah, okay.
Duped myself.
We'll just erase dunce and put special.
There you go.
I think I might have a hockey helmet somewhere, but no. Of course I do. I'm Canadian.
What is a hockey helmet? Is this like is it like, what is, I'm just going to ask and then leave all speculation out because it can't go anywhere good.
Yeah, no kidding. Well, we have this sport here in Canada that we play on ice, go figure. We chase this little black rubbery thing around on a surface with a bunch of sticks that kind of look like a weird L. And they try to shoot it at this net and put it past the big fat dude that's standing in the way.
Okay. Is it like polo, but for poor people? Is that what I mean?
Yeah, it's polo, but it's on ice and it's for Canadians. And there's no horses.
No
involved.
Comment. No.
Poor Canadians.
Yeah. Oh, now I sound like an ass. There were jokes before the stream started that made all of this context good. There.
Yeah.
Covered.
Yeah. Yes, indeed. What was I going to say? Before we got going, we were talking a little bit about the Rachel Oates scenario, and we're not going to really talk about it, I think, because that kind of deters from the actual topic that we need to be discussing, which is the Amazon rainforest. But we all wanted to let everybody know that we do wish her well and wish her speedy recovery, I guess, more or less, to come back to a better mental space. Mm-hmm. And as Nacho Witness put it in Anti-Ordinary's stream earlier today, what's his name there? Essence of Thought can go fuck a cactus. There you go. Now I kind of want to hear him say that to me because of that sexy ass Australian voice of his.
Right. Well,
I don't know.
We love you, Rachel, and we wish you all I least I do.
Yeah.
I actually can't speak for them. Maybe they hate you, but I think you're great.
I think we should do the Brady Bunch thing.
Yeah.
Right, Jamie? Wait, no, wrong way. There we go. That's all backwards.
I feel like a newscaster because I keep going the wrong way.
I'm almost expecting Alice to pop up in the middle now.
Yeah. It's the I forget what that's called. The screen in the studio is also a mirror image.
Oh,
is it?
God.
You mean the one that when I was in there, you watch forward and you see yourselves? It's backwards?
Yeah.
Oh, bizarre. I never even noticed.
Yeah. It's, I mean, But it is. I can tell you.
He knows. He's there all
Human
the time.
memory is fallible, but I feel like I may have
True enough.
more, be more of an authority in a non-fallacious way on this point. So
what do you think next year when I come down? The plan is, I'll be down for Faithless Forum for sure, VIP thing and whatnot. And I'm pretty sure. Does it sound like they're going to be doing it in Dallas again, or do you think they might actually do it in Austin this time?
I think they're going to go Dallas again.
So we'll need the hotel for the first night, but after that, can you put me up again?
Yeah.
Are you really arranging that now?
It depends. I was going to say it depends on whether there's a more famous person coming. Then
I get drunk, folks. I get Neil. You can sleep in the doghouse this time.
No. The couch in the living rooms.
Okay.
I actually
as long as
probably
to lay
prefer
my
sleeping
head.
on that. Yeah. We
Because
have lots of floor space.
True enough. And I can strap my fancy ass sleeping bag to my shit anyway. So
you're not going to come down for Atheist Day on the 23rd?
There's no way I'd be able to do both. I'm going to be at the Atheist Republic Atheist Day here in Vancouver because I'm now
doing something for Atheist Day. Yeah.
Right. I am now one of the organizers for the Atheist Republic here in Vancouver with Armin and Vikram. So
cool. Well, you're going down because we have the capital. So.
I know. Which reminds me, actually, if anyone that's watching, which I doubt from my area, we are doing an atheist comedy night at Yuck Yucks through the Atheist
Republic.
Yeah, thank you. And it's going to be on December 1st. And there's 3 comedians. One of them I think is an agnostic, and the other 2 are actually atheists. So there's going to be some pretty funny shit going down.
Yeah, we're down to someone laughing. Is that what it is?
I think so. It's yuck. Yeah, it's an old school expression, I guess. I don't know. I heard when I first heard the word yuck yucks, and they said it was. I was thinking yuck.
Yeah. That's
comedy you don't want to
exactly.
see. But that's what it's called. A yuck is another word, I guess, for a joke. Oh, that's a hell of a yuck. At least I remember my grandpa saying shit like that.
Oh yeah,
is that a Canadianism? Yeah,
I guess. I don't know. So
the only time I remember hearing yuck as a kid was Goofy.
Yuck.
Yeah. Gosh. Yeah, Goofy was awesome.
Yeah.
And then there was Mr. Yuck. You remember the stickers they used to put on stuff so the kids wouldn't drink them? No? Was that just a Canadian thing too? Apparently we care about our children more than the U.S.
Well, you certainly care about children as a general concept more than the U.S. But there's also a generational gap here. Not to be that kid, but
well, you are absolutely correct. I'm like 400 years old. I'm like no age and shit.
Yeah. So. Well, I mean, it's the Canadian healthcare system. You just lived 400 years old.
We lived to 400. Actually, not till October.
It's that in the beer. So.
Brewed from fresh Canadian spring water. Actually, this stuff is. Mm-hmm. It says right on here. Brewed with pure spring water from the Okanagan. So there you go. Which is bizarre. It's like forest and desert in one area. It's bizarre.
Yeah. Are you reading that off the sleeve or off the can? Sorry, you go on.
It's on the can.
She's like looking at it like you were reading it, but it's totally black. So we all know you're not reading it.
Well, it says Yeti. I can't really read. So.
Andy, it's actually there's a lot about Canadian culture that it seems that you don't know. So there's a secret language that they have that they can write, but it's invisible.
Okay, sorry, yeah. Total noob here.
Canadians are actually like the origin of myths about like pixies and fairies.
That's right.
They had to be shrunk down and given wings so that humans wouldn't freak out that Canadians are magical.
We actually communicate with each other by peeing our words in the snow.
It's one of the signs, yeah.
Oh my God.
Big fuck you, neighbor. Turn the music down. Yeah. The walls in your igloo are thin, buddy. Come on.
Oh my goodness.
Honestly, when I was in Israel, and living with a group of Americans. There's like 5 Canadians, and I'm living with a group of Americans. And one of the guys who came from Florida, he comes up to me, and goes, "So, do you guys have like pet penguins and shit?" And I'm like, "Penguins? You realize they're like in Madagascar in the Antarctic, right? Not in not at the North Pole. That's where Santa lives." It's a sort of thing. But he's, oh, okay. So do you guys have like sled dogs and like, yeah, I live in a 2-story igloo with a sled dog garage area.
Really? What does your 2-story igloo look like?
A giant block of ice.
Well,
with a couple of windows.
How can it be distinguished from the rest of Canada?
Totally can't. They all look the same.
And what it looks like depends on the weather. If it's particularly warm, if it ever is in Canada, it looks significantly different, I would imagine.
It looks like a swimming pool.
You and your computer and your bear just in the swimming pool.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I was going to say, that actually doesn't sound that
ice
bad.
walls behind me.
Where do I sign up for this?
So yeah, we get snow and skiing in the winter, and then it's a pool in the summertime.
Yeah.
It does get hot here, people. This is why I require this fan here, you see. But of course, it doesn't get.
I'd have thought that was just to keep the walls solid.
Well, that's to keep the mosquitoes from actually landing on me and giving me malaria. Was a godless mom put a tweet out about Buddhism thing where it says you learn about not being violent when a mosquito lands on your testicles. I'm like, fuck that shit. I don't need malaria in my testicles. I'll swat that fucker. I don't have to worry.
Like how many? Oh wait, okay. So how much malaria is there in Canada?
None. Well, there have been cases, but as far as I know right now, there's no malaria going around.
I mean, either way,
we had the West Nile virus
that you want to take.
No. Nope. We just got to get these anti-vaxxers off the planet. I say we put them on a big fucking space barge and ship them to the moon.
No, they're just confused. You have to help them. This is why I'm the queen. All right. The people need a place to turn that's going to provide stability more than perhaps Elizabeth II has by suspending Parliament.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's not my fault she's done that. Honestly, if I'm honest with you, it's not my fault she's done that.
I didn't vote for her. I wasn't blaming you. I was sidling into like, oh, I wonder if Andy actually has opinions on this.
I do have opinions on this. Would you like me to express my opinions on this? I haven't done politics yet on my channel or anything, so.
I was gonna say I do, but it's Neil's stream, so he gets to choose whether. I mean, he is a Canadian, and she is his queen as well. So.
Yeah, no, that's a fair point. That is a fair point.
David Worley, who's, by the way, is the guy that started this whole fundraiser thing and had us all jump in.
Hey, David, you're great.
Yeah, he's in the chat, and he says he's got a finger pointing up, which I assume is referring to the Holy Kool-Aid just gave you a shout-out, Neil, about a half hour ago, which I know.
Nice.
I actually replied to him, and I sent him the link if he wanted to jump in, but we all know that Thomas is a pretty busy guy, so I said just in case, and I posted the link. So maybe he will, maybe he won't. He might surprise us. You never know. Speaking of which, actually, I should see. But I think for now I'm going to keep it with just the 4 of us because it seems to be manageable. And oh yeah, Andy, I forgot to ask you: is Jamie upside down?
No, just Atom.
That's really bizarre. That's got to be a bug.
Yeah, no, it's surreal, to be honest.
All right, Adam's actually in Australia.
Yep.
Yeah, okay.
Oh,
Andy, you're gonna dream tonight, and it's gonna be a nightmare, and it's just gonna be my upside down face chasing you.
Yeah.
Is it upside down for y'all? Because it looks right side up for me.
It's fine for me.
Yeah. It's also right side up on the stream.
I think it's just me.
Yeah.
All right.
Well, it's just me. Okay. Right.
Haha, you've got the
it's
world.
Not the first time it happened. I've had other people in my streams before saying, how come so-and-so is upside down? Or how come I can't hear this person? Or because Adam, if you remember, I had to narrate what was going on when somebody's talking about you, right? So-and-so says, blah, 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 blah. And so, okay, all right. And then you could answer, and of course they would hear you, but
for some reason I just couldn't hear them. It was so strange.
Yeah, it was weird. I think it's just these random bugs that StreamYard must have. But you know, I'm throwing money at them now, so they better fix these goddamn issues. You hear me, StreamYard?
And you know, one thing I just thought of that might actually be affecting it is I'm on my phone because my internet sucks, so I use my data for these. And it does say that mobile is still in the experimental phase. So that might actually be why. I don't know how often you encounter bugs on whenever they're using a PC, but yeah, that actually might be part of the issue.
You might be right, because I remember a few people saying that so-and-so was upside down. And if I actually think back about it, which is really hard at my age, those people may have been on phones too. So maybe it's a phone thing.
Yeah.
Because when I try to jump into a StreamYard stream on my phone, it always says the phone app version is in beta testing. So maybe beta means upside down testing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe. That's actually interesting.
Yeah. I mean, that's my guess anyways.
Rotation.
It might
have to do with that.
Oh, I'm losing you a little bit.
Yeah.
I am.
Yeah, Andy, you started fading out on us.
Glitching in and out.
Yeah, this happened the other day. I was doing one on StreamYard.
It's Boris I was going to say Boris is actually doing the takeover now after suspending government and whatever. Welcome to fascism.
Yeah,
no internet for you.
It's because I said I have opinion. That's why. Do you know how to
I was going to say that, or it's the static from his hair is causing interference. No! I've joked him out of existence.
Hair is always...
Andy's freezing up.
Yeah.
Am I here? Wow.
I can hear you.
That.
Yeah.
Half like...
Are you there?
Yeah.
Your video is frozen, but we can still hear you, but that kind of cuts in.
I hope it's...
Is there still freedom in the United Kingdom? Can you report from the ground?
Yeah, like the...
Do you hear any military anything? What's going on?
If I was in the UK, I would be able to tell you, but I'm not. I'm in Mexico. So.
Oh.
You're in Mexico.
Where the... What's the fuck is going on?
That's why you were telling me you were on Pacific time zone. Right. Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
Kind of jealous, actually. I like Mexico. I got fucking hammered in Tijuana one time, and some lady was touching my hair, and she's yelling at me in Spanish and grabbing my hair and touching my hair and stroking my hair, and I was just gooed. And I'm wandering around like, I couldn't find my friends. I'm like, help me. And some other dude was across the street just cracking up. It was hilarious. And people like to drive on the sidewalks down there, so whatever you do, stay off the sidewalks.
So hold on. Do you mean in Mexico, people?
Yeah, in Mexico, in Tijuana, anyways.
I've not experienced that myself, but...
How much time have you been spending in Tijuana?
Well,
now you're all right. Where were you the night of the 3rd, and how much time have you spent in Tijuana?
It was a long time ago, man. I was like 22 or something.
Not you, Neil. Don't confess to anything.
Sorry.
Just gonna say, I need a moment with my client. Neil, shut up. They have internet police now. They're working on it. I swear.
Yes, I think I ran into a couple.
Internet police, or just completely catty people on Twitter that think they're internet police?
That's probably more what it was. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, definitely.
It's an important distinction, I think.
It is. The self-proclaimed internet police. Fuck you guys.
Ooh. Apparently there's Okanagan cherries up in your area that we should go see at the end of summer.
Okanagan cherries?
Yes, that's what I said. Okanagan.
They're massive.
Okanagan, I think you mean?
Okanagan. Yes, that's the official fancy name for the Okanagan. I'll tell Courtney that. She'll love
I'm
that.
sure that Atom agrees with me that it's Tom.
Yeah.
And Andy. How do you make my name sound fancy? You really can't.
No.
Yes.
It's Neil.
That's what I was gonna do.
No.
Not spelt with a K.
No, 604 Atheist.
604.
604. Yeah.
See, how come,
I just have to learn heightened received pronunciation.
yeah, I was just gonna say, how come our hoity-toity talk sounds British?
I was gonna say.
Sorry, Andy.
Well, we don't
Andy's
really.
probably just like combusting right now.
A little bit.
What is wrong with these fucking
I
Americans?
was gonna say, if I could gain the power to literally cause someone to combust, I would never use it, but it would be interesting. So I'm gonna try and get it.
Like Drew Barrymore in Firestarter. I know you would be.
I haven't seen that film, so.
Oh, wow. She's like fucking 4 in it or something. She's tiny.
It
was.
50 First Dates was a good movie with Adam Sandler, and therefore a rarity that should be
Yes.
forever.
It is. Why is he still making films? And why does
I don't
Netflix
know.
allow that? Like, why is this happening?
No, he owns his own production company.
That's probably why.
So there's no one to say no. It's sort of like, why did Jar Jar Binks happen like that? Because there was no one to say no.
Yeah.
Yeah. This is why every authority needs someone there that can push back, except for me, because I'm the queen. But every other one...
That's why we have a queen.
It's
It's for me to tell people no.
Yes.
Oh, you can do it. Hey.
I always seem to have something that we bring up right around me within arm's reach.
We definitely didn't work this out in advance.
No, we didn't. But with the Jar Jar Binks thing was brought up, and I had a friend
Organically.
of mine. Yeah, totally. We're not lying.
Nope, we're being honest.
But he had this made up, and it is Jar Jar Binks accidentally being shot by an X-wing that was trying to take out a TIE fighter right through the neck. You see that? You see that?
Yeah.
Wait, other way.
Beautiful.
Right there.
Beautiful.
All right. So, are y'all actual fans of Star Wars, or just?
I'm wearing a Star Wars shirt right now.
That's true.
So.
Well,
I am as well.
Oh, okay, cool. So, have you guys
Not a Star Wars
heard...
shirt, a fan, I mean.
Yeah. Well, make sure it's turned off. It'll make too much noise for the stream. But I swear, I'm going to get you to catch on fire. So have y'all heard it's like a fan theory that came out, I think, before before episode 7 was released, about Darth Jar Jar being like...
God, Darth Jar Jar's been around forever.
I know, but it's sort of like, I hope that was the intent, because it matches everything. It would be great, because then
I think I'd walk out.
no. Because if it was, so the reason that it couldn't have happened is because of how they made Jar Jar into they did too much.
Yeah.
Too much. No capes and too much. If they had done it just a little bit, and also less racist-y, then it could have been a cool thing. Because there's this notion that, and it's circumstantial evidence that people use to support the theory, right? It's like you get George Lucas talking about this idea in storytelling that the hero on the journey walks past the small, insignificant creature, whatever, and then it turns out that that's the Yoda, basically, but evil Yoda. And so the idea that, oh, hey, in episode 2, we've created at the last minute, at the end of this, a villain that's terrible and sort of not developed, and then he dies at the beginning of the 3rd one, right? Like that.
With Jar Jar, you mean?
No. No, Jar Jar doesn't die, though, right? Like, it also makes his being part of the Imperial Senate and doing stuff make sense. And then the scenes from episode 1 where he's mouthing the words that other people are saying when they're saying it would be great. I don't know.
You should write a fan fiction, Jamie.
Really?
Go for it.
I should.
I'll read it.
I was going to say, yeah. I should also get my friend who wants to be a screenwriter to do it because he might be better at it.
There just needs to be a lot. Needs to be.
I'll establish a royal commission.
You need Finn and Poe action though. I
Yes.
have to have that or I won't read it.
Oh, you mean when it gets there?
Yeah.
Would you have a mastermind Darth Jar Jar survive through?
Yes, just so we can make more.
Now
Always.
you sound like a Hollywood producer. You know,
I take off my Adam mask and I just reveal Disney.
Yeah. No, it's just Mickey Mouse.
The ears just.
Oh, how are you going to make more sequels if the main character dies? Oh, gotta bring him back to life. Oh, hey, Pluto. Pluto. Sorry, your numbers are down. I'm going to put you down.
So I don't know if you've heard that.
You know, there's
little clip
nothing
of
worse.
George- Sorry, am I
Oh,
really
so-
laggy as well? So I start talking and when it's quiet, and then what's going on?
I'd
now?
like to set the
you're good.
standard that interrupting people is okay on this stream. Just
There you go. The Queen has spoken.
no.
On that token, I was just going to say about the whole Jar Jar thing. I think there is a little soundbite or something of him saying Jar Jar is the key to all of this. Is that legit? Have we heard that? So if that would kind of support that theory in my mind.
Yeah, so the actor that played Jar Jar Binks, actually, evidently the technology was pretty good and like breakthrough for the time, but no one liked it or paid any attention or gives it credit because it's fucking Jar Jar Binks, the way that he came around with that, and so it's fine.
Apparently,
but in any
you're
case,
offended
the actor that played him when this had a big wave on Twitter or whatever was like, I'm glad someone's figuring it out. But it's also possible that you were the actor that played Jar Jar and wanted glory. So.
Well, it wasn't the guy that was in the Jar Jar suit. He didn't do the voice, though, did he? It was another guy that did the voice, I believe.
I don't know. But like so the theory that episode 1 was released and then the internet responded with rage, which it did. Hi Jim. Sorry, I should.
Hi Queen.
It's it's just you showed up in the middle of like a long thing.
No, I understand Jar Jar. I got it. Totally get it.
Yeah, Darth Jar Jar, Star Wars. It's a thing. Don't worry, it's fine. So the idea that was what they were going to do for the prequel trilogy, and then because this was the advent of the internet and they'd never experienced the internet being mad at things before, they thought it was serious that some people had strong feelings on the internet. So then they changed it, and then there's just this weird still Jar Jar character in the background while, whatever it is, Count Dooku shows up for 10 scenes in all of the trilogy and then dies immediately, and then also they have General Grievous there so they can have a different one.
You're the guy that wields 4 lightsabers.
Yeah, that actually is a pretty cool design.
Great.
And then
Cool.
and then there's the Star Wars animated like little mini series that was meant to be in between. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
Yep.
That's Deuterocanon, though. That's.
It's Legends now because the mouse has spoken. So
Yeah.
I mean,
Woohoo!
but isn't it heretical?
hoo-hoo, anything that disagrees with me is shit.
Hi guys, I'm controversial.
Yeah, suddenly.
Can I just say as well, the Legends thing annoyed me because the Knights of the Old Republic games, in my
Yes.
opinion, were incredible and almost
Yeah,
the
yes.
best, if not the best, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
You
Those need
can
to
already
be
do-
made canon
Lots of
again now.
So I was
Yeah.
gonna say
Needs to speak and make it canon.
I may call for a royal congress of Star Wars nerds to come together and decide what's canon by vote.
I think
that was my initial like angry, ragey response when it happened. I knew it wasn't going to be like a thing because I'm not that organized, but I was like, no, the fans should come together. Fuck Disney. I don't care that, Lion King is one of the greatest films of all time. Fuck Disney. We're going to get together. We're going to vote on which things are actually canon, and your shit's gone. We're going to recast the child actor that played Anakin and try and find the unicorn that is a child actor that can act.
Well, Badger in the chat just said Disney is not canon.
No.
I kind of agree with him.
Legends is the only true canon. Disney is not Star Wars. #. All right.
Disney
Well, I feel like we should
we
should definitely do this sincerely.
Yeah.
Sincerely. I'm a big fan of Rick and Morty, so sincerely and for content, I would.
Well, if I'll bring my Star Wars encyclopedia that I definitely bought whenever I was 15,
Edition 1 official chronology. Just the best. I read through it and I was like, wow, that's really cool. It's like reading a history book, but and then I was like, oh, I should just read history textbooks
but it wasn't interesting.
Learn. And then I learned more, now then I got mad about people when they talk about history and are wrong all the time. So
Well, my mom thought it would be really fun. She goes, "You still read books?" I'm like, of course.
Neil, you would have a mom that would say, "Wait, you still read books, right?" I'm hip, and with it, I've got 2 Kindles that my drone carries for me. But you still read books, right?
She bought me one for Hanukkah, I guess, one year, and it was this one. Darth Vader and Son. And now it's a little kid book, right? And it's hardcover.
Yeah.
And, and he's like, Luke, I can't see. kind of thing. Right? So,
I feel like we could mention anything from A to Z, and Neil's gonna have it on his desk somewhere. The stream you had on your desk.
I still have the original Star Wars Monopoly.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
That is like the kind of toy that you leave in the packaging in the hope that it gains value. Because it's still Monopoly.
Yes.
I had to be Boba Fett. I have to be Boba Fett when I play. And I do have the original.
Isn't that ironic though? Like if you take this original toy and you hold it long enough to where you're the only one who has it.
No, they still make it. It's not like the one that I have.
No, you have like a Monopoly.
Yeah.
You get it? You get it?
Oh, for fuck's sake!
It's a slow penny to drop.
Sorry, I just spoke the phone. I'm sorry.
That's no fair because I haven't.
Ting.
I'm stone stupid right now.
Ting, 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 ting.
What do you mean you're stupid right now?
Nice.
Oh, he's leaving.
Fair.
I was gonna say, hey, this is actually the appropriate place for burns, unlike the Amazon rainforest, which we're trying to save. Link
bringing it back around.
Look at that pro segue.
If you watch the chat, my moderator extraordinaire, Inquisitive Quandary, will always drop the links.
Oh,
as it goes on. And he also has been posting all your guys' channels, by the way.
Yes,
Sweet.
Thank you, Inquisitive. That is very appreciated.
Yeah. I don't have a good link for stuff outside the ACA, but I will.
Talk heathen, right?
Yes, but that's there's.
I know.
I can do more than one thing at a time. It's a skill I've learned.
Do it, Queen.
He can. I've seen it firsthand. Actually.
All right.
Jamie, I do have a question for you. Have you talked?
Oh boy! All right.
It's an easy one. Have you talked to Mark Vanderbrake about still wanting to bring me into the ACA family, my show?
Yes.
Okay. Because we were talking.
I mean, not incredibly recently, because I'm also. So there's 2 shows that I'm on for the ACA, and then I'm the producer of a 3rd one that's coming back. So.
Oh, really?
To be announced. Yeah.
Surprises, folks! Surprises. But you don't get to hear it here first, unfortunately.
Well, if I don't want to deal with whatever the internet's going to say about the potential of me creating something right now.
No problem.
I've got enough internet to deal with right now. Always.
Totally get that. Yeah, but the other show that you're talking about wouldn't happen to be the nonprofits, would it?
It would happen to be the nonprofits. Go figure. There, got you, bud.
If we could get a link to the nonprofits show too in the chat there, IQ.
That would be great. Yeah, it's like oh god, it's my ex-boyfriend used to listen to whatever it is, Joe Rogan, and Jamie was the name of their person in the back room, and they talk about some random thing, and it, like on the episode with Alex Jones, where there was this, there was this case in Virginia where the police went and arrested like 100 people in a day about whatever, and like within a minute, it was like, here's on screen, boom, the link to the story with background shit. So it's, I'm just saying, people with the name Jamie are better.
On the ball.
As if that is where that was going.
Oh, that's definitely where that was going.
All right, you guys, as Mike Myers used to say when he dressed up like that, I can't remember her name, Rhonda or something on Saturday Night Live, with the coffee talk. I'm going to go grab another beer, so talk amongst yourselves.
Is that where that comes from? Is that because my parents used to say that all the time? I think maybe.
I think it's a Jewish thing. I think it's just a Jewish thing. I don't know.
Well, I don't know.
I feel like we all might be.
Not that your parents were Jewish, or not that it's a bad thing that your parents are Jewish.
I mean that I wasn't raised Jew, but on my mother's side. So I'm Jewish enough for the state of Israel to go on birthright, which I should do.
Are we talking serious shit now?
And I'm certainly Jewish enough for the Nazis, and that's what really counts. So.
I'm going on a speaking tour in Israel at the end of this month.
Oh, you're going on a, did you say speaking tour?
Yeah, speaking tour. It is with a priest, a rabbi,
walk into a bar,
and a comedian to introduce you,
and a rabbi and an atheist.
Priest,
no way, really?
Yeah.
If you really need to have an MC that's a comedian to introduce.
A what?
An MC that's a comedian. They don't have to be a comedian. They just have to have one joke. That involves the three of you walking onto a stage or something.
Oh, okay.
All right,
that would be an interesting presentation for an MC, like to present himself. Be like, so two ducks walk into a bar.
Which is dumb because you figured the second guy would have seen it coming. Dad joke.
Neil, get some children first, all right?
I tried, but they were
tell them all the time.
I had to give them back to the actual parents.
Father of the nation. I bet they did tell you that it was Canada, so they went, "Oh, you got to give those back now," and then you went, "Sorry, I'll give them back." And
sorry, they're not my kids. You can take them back.
Sorry. Oh, sorry, you wanted kids but don't have them. Sorry. Oh, sorry, I took your kids. The kids are sorry. We complained a lot. Sorry.
Sorry, made you drop your poutine.
Yeah. Smothered it in maple syrup on a moose.
I have no idea how I would do like a Quebec accent or even what that sounds like.
Yeah, welcome to Quebec, huh?
Is it really just like a weird Frenchish?
Just take some Tim Hortons, some poutine, and throw some French on it.
Yeah, this is literally true. Like in Quebecois French, they remove the H where it's supposed to be and add it where it doesn't need to be. For example,
hello,
we are going to play some hockey on the ice. I kid you not.
And there's always like a pause before they say H's, like they get nervous.
That's true too. We have had 0 donations since last week. What
the fuck?
All right, guys, let's get out there and signal shit out of this, okay?
Let's.
I know Villa Bianca was going to talk about this on her show tonight. So.
Oh yeah.
That's cool.
She wants to come on.
It's also Christie's show, so it's fine. Whatever.
Well, you know what I mean.
Yeah, I know what you mean. I guess no, that's fine because when Eric and I talk about Talkie, then I say my show and he says his show.
Technically, it's both you guys' shows. So.
It's and it's fine. We settle the argument when we get home, and then I win. So.
Oh, okay.
No, I don't have to.
You just give him the look. Give him the look from the queen.
You know.
Whose show? Mm.
I'm gonna bring a fucking crown with me next time. You get to wear it.
Excellent.
I don't know. I think the top hat was doing a pretty good job. I like that. Wasn't it a top hat that you were wearing?
Oh no, it would have been. It would have. No, it was. It's the rainbow sequined trilby from American Atheist 2018.
That was royal as shit.
If I walk just there, it's right there. It's on the other side of this wall.
So it's like where I am to you. Like on the other side.
Do I need to call the authorities? What has happened here? Has someone broken into my home, into the palace?
I got an invite. You said I'm invited, but my pants aren't. Remember?
It's the Austenham Palace.
I'm just gonna go ahead, take a Nixon here. Deny. Whatever the fuck else Jim claims I did. Deny. No. I don't remember that. That doesn't sound like me. Because usually I'm classier when I flirt with people.
You're right. I'm sorry, I forgot we were live.
Oh, it's fine. We'll talk about it later. It's fine.
It's
so no donations. That's
that's just shameful.
Well, I'm donating for sure.
Well, there's good. That's good.
Yeah.
I think
same.
Tomorrow's my payday, so I can donate tomorrow.
Yeah. Even though I wasn't expecting to be on until
we talked about it. You said you might be able to.
No. 10 minutes from now was when I originally thought that I was going to have a stream, or whatever. I think Jim, actually, I think you took my stream, or when I took the slot that I thought that I was going to get. So,
if you need that slot, you're more than welcome to take it. And we can do whatever. That's what you're in.
I'm not trying to steal your stuff. I know I'm queen, but just
not at all. I'm all about the Amazon, and you have way more people than I do, so I'm more than happy to give that slot up for the cause.
Hell yeah! And
I literally can't tell whether this is like a sarcastic, like, oh no, I'm not.
No,
totally burnt here.
Nope, not at all sarcastic.
Now I feel like a tyrant. It's fine.
You don't be better than that.
No. Yeah, I do. No, do your stream. It's fine.
Okay, it's fine. I'm just for the Amazon, and I have like less than 300 subscribers. So,
well, if I was gonna go live from Talk Heathen, I would do it in the studio that is actually a drive away from my house.
Yeah,
and my channel at the present moment that is still, I'm pretty sure, technically set up, probably has I think one subscriber because I have more than one Google account.
And I think that might be me.
Oh, then it probably has two. It's probably you and then my other Gmail account.
You subscribe. That's what I do. I have 3, so I've subscribed to all of my own things.
Well, I do it that way because then I can bell and then I can check that the notifications. It's
Makes
not
sense.
vanity; it's practical. I'll tell you when I'm being vain. It's most of the time. For practical purposes, I'll tell you when I'm not being vain, so we can save time.
That would probably be easier. Yeah.
See, you know me. Yeah.
How's Eric?
He's doing pretty well, actually. He started streaming on Twitch, and he's had some success with that. He alluded to me playing auto chess, which actually I just play normal chess, and there's like a game called auto chess that he plays that's like on a board but has nothing to do with chess online, and he streams that mobily or something. So
it has nothing to do with chess.
Is it like is it Wizard's chess?
No. So it's my perception of this game that I've actually never played. He was trying to set me up for success, and I could pretend that I'd played it and stream it. Maybe that, or he just thought that I was hip and with it, but I'm not. I'm traditional. So it's my excuse for not being hip and with it. It's like you select your little units that you're going to battle, and you arrange them on your part of a playing field digitally that looks like a chessboard.
Sounds like Stratego.
And then your opponent does that as well. Sure, but also it seems like you set them up and then they fight automatically. Cool. And then Matt plays it a lot as well, but he doesn't like it because it's too much dice roll. to determine victory.
It sounds pretty cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's cool.
Yeah, I'm not a big gamer, but I like anything that's easy, like, just
And cheap.
I am not a big gamer, and
My middle name.
I take any opportunity to humble myself because I'm like have this desperate fear that I actually like become, like a diva and don't think that I'm doing it ironically anymore.
We'll keep you in line.
Yeah. So I desperately want
I'm
to
the court
stream
jester.
and film myself trying to play Dark Souls.
That'd be
team
good.
fight tactics.
Because I'm also, I think, hopefully, known for being ridiculously patient, for example, with callers. Because they tell me that, oh, it's a good show. Oh my gosh, you're so patient. Oh, you're so much. I would have told that guy to go fuck himself up a flagpole, but you were so patient. I'm just like, thank you. Your compliments actually make it easier to do that. But I was just gonna test my patience against whatever that sound is, and then the red "you died."
I tried playing League of Legends, and I couldn't. Like once I got by the enemy, I was dead within seconds, and then respawn, and then die, respawn, die, respawn, and the whole time, just people are angry at me. Just you fucking noob, you go, and they're like, go high, and I'm like, what does that mean? They're like, go in middle. What does that mean? And they're like, you're dying. I was like, I know.
Yeah, that's not a good one to jump on with strangers when you are like a noob. That's not a good one to just
I wasn't even arguing with them. They were like, you're useless. I was like, yeah, I agree.
I'm sorry.
That's part of what saved me from being a WoW head, I guess. Whatever people that just play World of Warcraft with the entirety of their life was that people were mean to me when I went on a raid. That helped.
Yeah, I haven't even played World of Warcraft.
Yeah, I'm like probably the only person on the planet that I don't actually care for WoW. I tried it and could just never get into it.
Me either.
Same.
Just never could.
So,
I love Lone Star.
Look at the head on that beer. You're an expert, Jim.
I'm an expert at head. Oh, thank you.
How did I know that was coming?
Well,
It's like a gift.
You know me well enough to know that I'm an expert at head without having had head from me because I've never poured you a beer.
Come on, Jamie. Let's not start rumors now.
I mean, it's not like I was there or anything.
Oh, was it like you and me and then Chris as well, or better known as Surus, that went through the drive-thru, right?
It was a lovely centipede.
We all went through Whataburger, and I'm the idiot that ordered the chicken sandwich at Whataburger.
That's right. We went to Whataburger because I was talking about burgers, and you're like, "Yeah, I'll have the chicken sandwich."
I know, like, was it had buffalo?
It's funny.
Like,
someone. Oh my god! I think Matt took me to a place. I think it was like a steak place or something, and I was like, "Yeah, I'll have the fried chicken."
Oh my god!
But it's crazy to me because out of all of the places, like the after party and everything like that, my favorite time and my favorite venue was that little patio right off of the lobby. Like that was the best time that I had.
Oh, yeah.
Like the whole time I was there.
Oh, you mean at the hotel?
Yeah.
When we were all sitting out there
in Dallas. Yeah.
Yeah, that was so much fun.
Mhm.
And then, of course, Surus got upset because I kicked his ass twice at Yu-Gi-Oh! Duel Links.
Oh, shit.
All right. So real quick, in the chat, Calvin Harris is, I believe, attempting to make the point that atheists need a God to exist and that our existence is sufficient evidence to believe that. Not his words. So Calvin, forgive me for my self-promotion here, guys. But
you atheists require a God to exist. No, Calvin.
And not just any God, but we require his God.
Yeah.
Presumably. Whatever Calvin's pronouns are, but
he says those are facts, like they're facts.
Well, I was going to say real quick before the rest of the chat, or my lovely co-streamers, hosts, whatever the fuck we are, my fellow infidels over here.
Yeah.
Jump on you. Oh yeah, cool. Yes, please, thank you. Donate to the rainforest, but also if you donate and tell me how much, you should also call in to Talk Heathen in 3 days, and we could talk about that. And you can explain
indeed.
the world. And I'm nice, so you'll be fine.
Can I call in?
Very nice.
Who's calling in? What?
So can I call in and listen?
I mean, you can listen on YouTube, on the YouTube channel Talk Heathen every Sunday from starting at 1 p.m. Central Time.
Life has one God. How do you know, dude? There's been hundreds of thousands of gods proposed by humanity all throughout history.
Religion doesn't define.
But yours
God,
is the
life.
right one.
I mean, religion literally does define God. Now, I would say that maybe your perception of life could define God. Like you yourself could define God based on how you understand life and how life operates. But
we know how life got
here. Religion literally defines God. Religion is the framework from which your God can operate and not outside of.
Well, from which the definition of what you mean by God.
Right, a particular concept.
Yeah.
Depends
I like that the background is the universe.
A different description of what God is.
When we went from 4 to 5, you could see the background, and I like that it's the universe. So it's good. It's a good job, Neil. I think you get credit for that. So.
Oh, that was good.
Mm-hmm.
Kelvin, you know what doesn't change? Facts don't change, regardless of what you believe. How does that sound? All right.
It's such a circular argument as well, though, isn't it? It's like
it is.
There are 3 options.
I don't even know where to start with that. Even
if this God, if he's the same God that was as being described in the Bible, okay, this is the one thing I always like to sort of bring up is he's allegedly omnipotent, omniscient, omnipresent, etc. Omniscience. Think about that for 1 second. That means you know everything that will ever happen, which means that he already knew well ahead of time that he was going to have this little project called Earth with its children that he'll make on this planet, which means he already knew all the atrocities that were going to happen in human history. He already knew that Adam and Eve were going to fall in the garden. He already knew all of that. He knew that the serpent would be there to lie to Eve and get her to eat, and then in turn Adam. He knew all of this was going to happen. He knew he was going to have to flood the earth. He already knew ahead of time, but he went ahead with his plan anyways. He's a sadistic fuck, and all he wants to do is set you up and then watch you fall. And then he can go, haha, you didn't believe enough. I'm going to send you to a lake of fire. So bring your flame retardant fucking swimsuit with you so you can swim around there with all the other evil pricks that I created for some fucking reason.
Were you going for like a what is that? Jack Black impression? Because that was actually pretty good. As far as the wording being like.
Sure.
Yeah.
No,
but
the
comedian
I always hear that he answers prayers. You know, more than 2 people pray and your prayers will be answered. How many of the thousands of children that have been raped by priests and other clergy were praying for that to stop? And he just went, sorry, I'm stepping out to 7-Eleven to grab a fucking Slurpee.
No,
like, come on.
It's because God's sitting there and he's going, just one more prayer. Just one more person prays for that child not to get raped. The child alone isn't enough. Like, just one more.
Happen. I thought it was 3. Is it 2 or 3?
Well, it's for 2 or more gather in my name, there also I am.
Yep, exactly. You know, man, you know the biblical scripture.
I think that's basically God's way of saying, hey, anytime you guys have a party, I'll be there. Right.
That's their reason for saying I don't need to go to church because wherever I am and other believers are there, God is there too. So
yeah.
Sure.
Wait, but you can't just 1 is a lonely number because you don't even have God on your side. So
one of the things that always blew me away is you got like idiot sticks like William Lane. Yeah, idiot sticks like William Lane Craig going, what is it? What's the ontological? In order, when things exist, they require a creator.
The Kalam cosmological argument.
That's the one. Yeah. Anything that comes has to have some sort of a creator, right? Well, who the fuck created him then?
Right?
Is he immune to his own rules?
That's Thomas Aquinas' argument, the prime mover.
Yeah.
Allow me to special plead on behalf of God.
Yes. And with him to a point, right? Because you do fall into this infinite regress where you have to fall back to some point to where it stops. But at that point, there's nothing that necessitates it being an intelligent agent or even a god, but they take that extra step and say, because something had to have created all of this, or because there had to be some source of the universe, therefore the God of the Bible.
Yeah, but where'd he come from? You hear, oh, he's always existed. Really?
Right.
What does that even fucking mean? Like, how do you even comprehend that?
Yeah, and if he did always exist, then he was getting his ass kicked for lunch money by the Babylonian gods.
Didn't Baal kick his ass? Was it Baal or?
Well, the Babylonians like Marduk and Tiamat.
Marduk, Tiamat, yeah. But one of them kicked his ass.
Grandfather of Marduk.
Yeah, Baal was of the same pantheon, the Canaanite pantheon that Yahweh was a part of. They were both sons of El.
Calvin, I recommend to you to go see Dark Matter 25's video called God was it God Discovers God or something like that, where him and Jeffrey, and then they shoot each other and they go to heaven, and there's another God, and then they all shoot each other and they go to another heaven, and there's even more gods. It ends up where they're right back down to earth, and it says, actually, we created all of you, and it's time for us to grow out of our imaginary friends, kind of thing.
I love that.
So good.
I also recommend calling into Talk Heathen because it would be
Yeah, I would be very glad. If you
Actually,
did.
Calvin, you
That'd be
should.
Awesome.
And I will tune
Yeah.
into that.
Yeah.
Definitely.
Yeah.
I'll wait till I'm in Texas again, and maybe they'll let me sit in for this one.
Yeah, I was going to say, fly down here. You can sit next to me. It'd be great.
We'll be doing myself and my friend Randolph, who I'm trying to get to come with me next year. We're doing our own version of like a Talk Heathen Atheist Experience kind of call-in show. It will be the first one in Canada, by the way.
We do need a Canadian language program. So.
Check it out, right? It's going to be part French, part English, and throw in a little Mandarin because there's a rather large Asian community in Canada now. So so we'll do all three languages. Anyway,
come down here and teach us Spanish, and we'll have an experience day. It will be language population. Yeah,
we'll just get someone to what do they call that?
Translate.
Like dubbing or whatever, where they dub over in different languages.
Dub.
Right. Anyway, so
dub,
yeah. And here now I'm sitting here. Dub.
I work with children. Let me tell you what the coolest things are.
Oh, I can floss. I have children.
Fucking Minecraft, and
I have children. I can floss. I can do all the Fortnite dances.
Yeah, that's cool. All of them. Wow, that's quite a repertoire.
Okay, well, I might have just committed to more than I. Okay,
I was going to say, you're on camera now. Show us.
Most of them.
Dance.
What the fuck is that?
He's flossing.
Let's. All right, Adam. I want to know what's coming up with your channel.
I'm releasing a video tomorrow. I'm going to kickstart the topic of family obligation. So I'm going to do a little series about family obligation and how it ties in a lot of the times to religious doctrine. Actually, tomorrow, I believe I will be on David Worley's channel for one of his episodes. And I have a couple other things coming up. If you go to, actually, I have in October, I have a chat scheduled with Bill Ludlow on my Young Earth Creationism origins. And I also have something else in the works that, he's a swell guy. I have something else in the works that I'm not going to announce yet because it isn't set in stone, but I also have something else with another creator coming up for another sort of feature. So
cool.
Lots of stuff happening. So I'm excited about it.
Keep me in mind if you ever need, if you ever need a rugged Canadian guy. Bring his hockey stick, his polar bear.
And the bandana. I don't want you if you don't bring the bandana.
Well, hold on. Is this
That's just what his head looks like, actually. People think it's a bandana. That's just his head.
I had it surgically attached to my head.
No, you went in and looked at the price of having it surgically removed and decided, nah.
I call it my head condom. I don't know where that came from.
Jim, I think you're
God.
muted.
Yeah, it came from God. Yeah, you muted yourself, Jim.
I am muted. No,
You
I was
played
just
it
saying
soft.
that if you don't
let
let
the
the
loudest
nail
part-
hair off of everything for months after this, then you just let him wear the bandana. It's just in everybody's best interest.
Yeah. That way you're not like putting on your underwear one day and went, who the fuck's hair is
Yeah,
this?
he sheds like a freaking Sheltie. I'm telling you.
Why is it in my underwear?
Just say, I don't remember that night.
I don't remember putting on underwear.
wait. Usually I go commando. What's fucking going on here?
Thank you.
You know, it's the weirdest thing when you get them stuck between your butt cheeks. It's like anal floss. It's like pulling tinsel out of your cat's butt after Christmas.
Holy crap.
Thanks for joining us, folks.
So the Amazon's burning.
Yeah.
Yes.
We're making ass tinsel jokes here.
Yeah, I was
going
going to say. And if you
How
donate
privileged.
enough and post a picture, whatever, you can tell us to change the subject. Until then, tell us more about your ass.
What about this floss?
Well, I barely got it into my pants today without a shoehorn. How's that work? I don't know. Sorry.
I was going to say, how
Reaching.
small are your pants? Like, I'm turning it the other way, where it's like you have the tightest possible skinny jeans,
Well,
and
I am a
also
rock star.
no ass, because then a shoehorn would fit.
Oh, sure. Now Randolph shows up. Randolph, I already spilled the beans about our upcoming show that we're going to do. So,
Yeah.
and I already told them that I'm trying to get you to come down to Texas with me. Which, let me see if Jedi mind tricks work. You're coming to Texas.
Hey, Randolph, come to Texas. It'll be great. I did my part.
Yeah. Jamie threw in his 2 cents.
Yeah.
All right. So I don't know if I'm supposed to wrap it up now. Like, David, who's up next? Is that supposed to be you, Jim?
Yeah, it's me.
All right.
Well, why don't we can this one and jump into yours?
Yeah, let's go do it.
Do you have people that you've already
We'll
promised?
just invite
to join it,
ourselves over.
or do we just? Do we know?
You're the
that it-
queen. You can do whatever you want.
Exactly.
Yes, and I maintain that ability by only doing what is proper.
Ah,
Let's see.
that's
if
why
you
I
guys,
made me queen
Most
very
of the
long.
time.
I bow to your wisdom. This is
Okay.
exactly why I'd be overthrown.
Yes, we can do a collab. Stop doing that. That's fine.
Randolph says he wants to. It's a monetary thing. We were actually talking about it yesterday. Randolph and I go and donate blood together all the time. So
Oh, cool.
we have our little chit chats while we're doing that and stuffing our faces full of cookies and bits and bites and stuff. So,
do you mind if I post the link?
eating. Huh?
Do you mind if I post the link, the StreamYard link, or?
Oh, fuck no. Go ahead.
Okay.
But yeah, that's what I was eating when Adam and you and Andy first joined me, and I was eating. Those were the leftover cookies that I stole from the Canadian Blood Services.
Yeah, in the chat. Who was that? Angel Dell 66 just was asking, "Well,
Angie?
where are y'all going?" Blah blah blah.
I just
That's
got,
Angie,
Hi, Angie.
not Angel.
well, Angie, we're gonna switch over to Jim's channel. All right, so
Come on
you'll
over.
you'll still get all us fun folks over in
Yeah.
Jim's channel.
And possibly more. I don't remember if he answered whether he had people he'd already promised to be on his stream.
I don't think he did.
All right, cool.
I didn't.
That's why I asked him to come in here so I could convince him to let us jump into his when this one's done.
Like you would need
Strategy.
convincing to jump into anything of mine, Neil.
All right. Fair. Ooh.
Yeah.
Wait.
Anyway,
Yeah. See? Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, it still stands, but that was funny.
You're not staying in my hotel room next year. I'm kidding. Of
I was
course
gonna
you
say, so there's an empty space in your hotel room, you say?
are. Yeah, I mean,
Or there's
what-
a free gym. Can we look at it that way?
and I literally had to twist his fucking arm off to sleep in my truck. No, motherfucker, sleep in the room.
Yeah, well, I'd gotten a reservation, and then I was going to. Let's be honest, I was going to go hook up somebody, but then that didn't work out, and so then I let my reservation go, and yeah. Well, long story short, Neil Neil picked me up.
Yeah,
Well,
after your plans for a hookup fail, Neil is often there on the rebound as my.
Yeah, that's what they call me, Rebound Neil.
I'm still not over that, Jamie. I'm still not over that.
No idea what you're talking about. The Amazon's on fire. Put it out with money. Link below.
A few more of these, and I'll probably be able to handle it myself. Just go down there with a fire hose. Get out of my way!
From Canada or just in general?
From Canada.
Well, I was gonna say
over Oklahoma and Texas.
Right out my window here and stay in the jungle.
So
I get attacked by spider monkeys because I peed on them or something.
I have a question on the Amazon thing. Is it still burning now? Like, it's still on, right? Because this has been like weeks, right? At this point.
Yes.
So I just want to bring that home a little bit.
Look, I know there are no trees left in your country, but there are still some left in Brazil, which we need to not die from breathing. I don't know if I'm condescending to you this much because you were just trying to make the same point that I am. Actually, I do. That's because that's who I am. Sorry. So there's still trees. There's time. Save them. One of them's named John. He's really nice. Save John the tree.
John the tree. That's funny. When I was down there, I bumped into Steve the tree. There you go.
Really?
Yeah, he was actually
related.
He said he lived close to John.
Okay. Well,
I asked him a question, but he was stumped.
I was gonna say, well, he might have a clear view to John now, unless all their friends will be burned away to ashes, unless you help donate to protect the poor defenseless.
Steve and John.
Steve and John?
Steve and John.
I'm gonna grab my pizza and a beer. I'll be right back.
Fucker, you have pizza? You bastard. All I got is like fucking IKEA Swedish meatballs. Which are actually pretty good. But...
Yeah, I mean, it's still a win, isn't it? Let's be fair.
Yeah.
I was going to say, after, the first food that you're eating in a night where you're eating multiple things and having beer probably matters, right? In the same way that the first wine that you drink of the night tastes. The second wine bottle that you open, it's...
Bottle? You lush.
I mean... Is that supposed to be an insult, or is that I mean, being described as luscious, it tends to be at least for my hair. So
yeah, I was gonna say it looks like it's getting quite long now.
Yeah, I probably need to get a little bit of it cut, but
a little bit.
Well, at least the back bit.
It's like, oh my god! The other day at work, my buddy comes in and he's like, "Hey Neil, you get a haircut?" And I went, "Yeah, this one right here." And he goes, "Ah, it looks really good." It was the only one I had with a split end, so I had to get rid of it. I didn't technically get a cut. I just went.
Oh yes, one split end over here. I see.
One split. No. I seriously, it looks like a straw broom right now. I need to go see my hairdresser. And she's actually throwing threats at me right now. She's like, "Yeah, I haven't seen you in like 4 years." I go, "Really?"
I was gonna say, if your beard is well manicured, then it fits into your whole aesthetic actually pretty well.
Mine doesn't.
Some kid. I was at Walmart the other day because I had to pick up some pens and pens and pencils and shit for work, and I'm walking into them, and he's coming out when he's got his mom with him, and they're both like giving me this stare. And he goes, "Dude, that's the most badass facial hair I've ever seen in my life." Well, thanks, little man. Okay.
Stay in school.
Wear a condom. Anyway, so yeah.
Yeah. Better advice, actually. Because if you only do one of those things.
Just not at the same time, right? You might get kicked out of class.
Yeah.
Oh, it's so fucking good. It's a real Hawaiian pizza.
Oh, really? So
it's fried spam and pineapple and bell pepper.
Flew it in, or?
Wow.
Nice.
By the way, people, pineapple does go on pizza, all right? So stop it.
Hey, so I was going to say, so if you agree with that, you should donate $5 and say, I donated $5, my vote counts, I agree, the pineapple goes on pizza. And if you disagree with that, the same. This is like an American democracy where your money is what votes and makes it count.
Yeah.
So vote now
the
by
result
saving the
is
rainforest.
same.
Don't start a war. Dave's like, don't start a war.
No. Hey, listen.
Pineapple on pizza won't ever end.
Do you have any idea how financially lucrative war profiteering is? Let's turn that to work for the Amazon.
I'm with you on that one.
The Amazon forest is now selling tanks and fighter jets.
Oh.
Buy now by donating in the link below.
What was that?
Did
what
you
was
see that?
We played musical boxes.
We all shuffled.
Yeah.
No, Jamie's over
yeah.
here.
Yes.
Jim's over there.
Aha!
Andy and Adam, you're still in the same place, but it's like you guys are swapping or something.
Boom. Yeah.
Well,
We
hold
did
on.
a bit of a dance,
Now,
didn't we?
Wait. Are we on a different stream? Are we on the same stream?
Same
Yeah,
stream.
same stream.
Same stream. Okay.
Weird thing happened. But is Adam right side up now for you, Andy? I think Andy's frozen.
No.
No.
Yeah, no, still upside down.
It's going for the world record of holding a smile.
Why is that a thing? So someone in the chat said everyone Chinese chaired.
Yes.
Right.
That is. It's Josiah. That's
I've heard Chinese fire drill.
Yeah, I've done that.
Why is that a thing? What is wrong with musical chairs as a reference?
Chinese chair.
Look, I may be a white man, but I still need racism explained to me. What is that? Where does that come from?
I don't know. I've never heard.
Everyone with every skin color has someone who's lazy and has someone who's dumb and arrogant. Whatever. Name your racist stereotype. What the fuck is with the chairs? Where did that come from? I demand to know. I demand an answer. Also, save the rainforest. So. Save the rainforest, etc., etc.
I mean,
fuck
if you would have said Thailand chairs, like Thai chairs, like maybe, like it'd be like, oh, got somebody had a Bangkok or something. I don't know.
Well,
but Chinese, like maybe
What are you
the
talking
stream
about?
got Shanghaied.
Oh.
That's a joke, but it doesn't explain what I want explained. Just where the shit came from.
Sorry.
Where musical chairs came from? Is that what you're asking?
No. Where
No.
Chinese fire drill as like you're stopped at a stoplight, everyone gets out of the car and switches seats. Came from someone used the expression. Well, that's not. Kindergartners aren't original. They don't think of things. Trust me. I know.
I just wanted to throw pieces of the train track at the kid next to me. It's a long story.
There are so many parts of that require follow-up. Okay, so was your school on a train or just near train tracks?
You know those little wooden train tracks you could build as a kid? They were really simplified ones. Like you'd snap them together. Then they have the little wooden train that you could go along the track.
The hot
around. I put one together, and this kid started taking it apart. So I grabbed this big-ass middle piece and started wailing on him with it. Needless to say, I had to go to a different kindergarten after that.
Yeah.
Mom
I
wasn't
remember
too
my
happy.
parents used to come at me with those orange Hot Wheels tracks.
Oh, yeah. But those are wussy. Like, you get, woof, 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 woof. They're like, might as well hit you with a feather.
Hey, whoa. All right, you clearly have never been hit by a hose.
Oh,
So-
yeah.
Oh, I have.
I was going to say, a hose is wussy.
With
You
a
might as
hose.
well-
I thought you said I'd never been hit by a hose.
Yeah, but that shit'll whelp. Like,
Yeah, but
nobody's business.
Neil, that's your own doing. That comes with it. That's just
I've
when
got a
you
story
get
for you guys.
when you get into the biz, you're gonna get hit by a hoe. All right, so it's fine. Also, in the chat, not only is race not a significant biological category, it's not a biological category at all. It's social.
Right.
No.
Just
Race really
drop that right in there, and then someone tell me why Chinese people are associated with changing chairs.
I have no idea.
Or fire drills.
Fire drills.
I have no
That
idea.
actually is probably, that might be a thing. That it might be from, because there's a lot of people in China. Someone set a building on fire. I don't know.
Oh,
Factories.
Calvin's talking about chemicals.
And they all
Calvin-
got out and then went back into other people's offices.
Hang on a second. Calvin's now talking about chemicals. Calvin,
All genes, chemicals.
Just so
are
you know,
expressions or
I'm a
manifestations.
chemist, and you're full of shit.
Well, wait. What did he say?
Sounds like he doesn't know what he's talking
All
about.
genes, chemicals are expressions or manifestations of what? Chemicals?
Well,
Genes, of course, are made up of chemicals.
anyone that I don't have to be a chemist to know that that's you're just applying
no,
a
I
couple
know,
of
but
extra
he's-
adjectives to
He's tiptoeing into territories where I actually know what I'm talking about. So bring it on, buddy.
go for it. I'm gonna drink.
Can we applaud? Can we applaud Calvin's?
You know things, and I'll
persistence,
drink.
though.
Teamwork.
We'll drink and know things. That's what me and Ocean used to say when we were down there.
Well,
Yes, as a team.
That's right.
I've actually felt like I should go back and actually watch. Game
There's no
of Thrones.
creator, Calvin.
Supposed
There's no
to pass
source. A singularity happened, and thanks to gravity, it was able to, not necessarily explode because it didn't make any noise,
Oh,
really.
shit. Someone has a link for me.
It just went whoop,
expand.
expanded into what we now know as the modern, as the universe that we can see. And we know this happened because if we look far enough into space, we can see the cosmic radiation background way the fuck out there. And every time you remember the old TV sets where you had to move the rabbit ears around and you had that station with all the snow, like in Poltergeist, where all the ghosts would come out of the TV, that's part of the cosmic background radiation that you're seeing right there.
He wrote God
but,
would be the source
Neil,
or creator of singularity.
so
But that
hold on,
wouldn't
hold
be
on.
singularity then. It'd be two things.
But Neil, were you there? So
No, but you see, there's enough remnants of what happened left behind that we can now make inferences based on the evidence.
Hey, that's all well and
That's
good.
good.
And I
sound
really
like-
enjoy that we're talking to Calvin about this. But Calvin, if your God's not going to put out the Amazon rainforest fire, then you need to just go ahead and donate.
Yeah, Calvin, like, can you talk to your buddy there? Can you talk to your
in
God buddy
Calvin's
there?
defense, allow me to play counter case here. Allow me to play angel's advocate here. In Calvin's defense, he did say he would donate, and I believe
Yes.
that he would.
Yeah, absolutely. Calvin, regardless of what you believe, by doing what you're doing, by donating to this fund, you're all
Yes.
right in my book.
Hey, chemicals are God. Neil, you play with God every day.
No, I don't. No, I don't. No, I
You
don't.
didn't know that chemicals are God? And God
I
is
play
chemicals?
with inductive compulsed plasma machines. I play with...
That's God, Neil.
I was going to
Play
say,
with-
look, I don't need to hear about how fancy your sex toys are. Okay,
I don't care about how fancy God is.
All right.
that plasma gets me revved right up. But anyways, I also play with chromatography, gas chromatography specifically. I play with pH and ion readers. I play with all kinds of neat little scientific toys. God is meth. Calvin, I like you, man.
Yeah, you're great.
I'll tell you what.
Call in to talk to me.
Yeah, I think you really should. Jamie's good people, and you should call in and talk to him.
I can't say that I disagree with him there.
Yeah.
Right.
Even
Exactly.
though I'm
And
only
Calvin-
one, I count as people.
Well, that's just an expression I use.
Right.
Calvin, we might have different beliefs, but you're all right.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to knock you for it. Understand something. I don't attack people. I attack what I consider to be bad ideas. Okay.
Yeah, with that.
And-
Also,
Yes,
well
sir.
done for sticking it out because you're getting a lot of responses from people who are probably closer to being right. So
Well,
closer to me, right?
yeah.
Slide that in there.
Thank you for staying in the chat, Calvin.
yeah,
Well, Jim,
That's a
Ready?
by the way.
desire to go, but is he trolling us? Are you
Potentially.
trolling?
Who's trolling? It's not me this time.
Meth desire to go rambunctious, creating a life somehow. What? Oh, that's how the universe got started. God was on a meth trip.
Don't
Anyway.
mess with me.
Yeah,
What he said.
don't meth with me. All right, he's awesome. I like Calvin now. He's great. Okay,
Yeah, you have to. Do you have a Twitter?
should we carry out till the top of the hour, Jim, and then jump in your channel, or what do you want to do?
Man, it doesn't matter to me. It really doesn't matter. That would be easier for me, but it doesn't matter.
If it's easier for you, then let's do it that way.
Okay, well, in that case, let me hop out real quick, and I'm gonna go take care of some stuff, and I will see you all at the top of the hour on my channel.
All right.
Yeah.
As long as all of us can make it. I don't know what you guys' plans are.
Oh yeah, sure. No pressure on anybody. Just whoever wants to join.
Yeah,
Cool.
I'm gonna try to. I'll
Okay.
just have to switch over. So I'm gonna have to kind of switch over to the laptop because my phone's gonna die, but use my data from my hotspot to stream it. So hopefully it's better quality. So I'm gonna want to like kind of test that first just to make sure I don't look terrible quality and like ruin the stream or anything. So
Or upside
I'll just want to
down.
double check that. But that's it. Or
Neil,
upside-
I'll drop the link to mine in the usual suspects.
And I'll pass it on to Jamie if he wants to jump in too.
Sounds good, man.
Yeah. I don't have plans. I was going to play Minecraft. So.
Minecraft.
Okay, cool. We'll see you guys later.
Fun.
We should have an atheist Minecraft server. And I'll
See,
build
I'm
it.
down. I
Yeah.
need some more Minecraft in my life.
Thanks,
And
Calvin.
we can stream it to our
Sorry for
channels.
giving you the gears, buddy.
No, it seems like he's. See, you're all a bunch of.
Police aside, he's a good guy.
Yeah. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah,
Calvin, I think you're a good human too. And on that, we can agree. on probably most things that don't touch on God, seems like you and I are going to agree.
Ooh,
As long as we don't touch on American civics, we can disagree and still be civil.
Richard
Yes.
Wood's trying to get me worked up now. He's talking about argon plasma spectrometry.
Oh, of course. That would, yeah, I can see how that would get you. So
Literally it's
literally,
it's the same thing as I was talking about before.
okay.
Because we do use argon in the ICP, the ICAP, as we call it.
Well, the Catholic Church uses argon in its storage thing where it stores the Shroud of Turin. So that's a productive use.
Isn't that thing called bullshit?
resource.
Didn't
It's
it date
called
back
the
to
Shroud
200
of Turin. Those are contested. I think that was junior year or senior year theology class, watched a documentary about how it was God. So in my Catholic high school. So it's God, clearly.
All right. And Randolph's trying to get me worked up now too. His Bose-Einstein condensate is cool.
Oh, it's cooler than cool.
Oh,
It's more frozen than frozen, my friend.
Yeah. It's like way in the negative Kelvin.
It is actually, in fact, cooler than frozen. There's no, okay, now you're trying to get me worked up. There's no negative Kelvin, you dick. God.
I'm kidding.
Yeah, you better be kidding. It's chemist. Get out of here. Negative Kelvin. Kelvin is an optimist
Negative
always. No negative Kelvins. I'm going to name a child Kelvin.
Does he
I
still
have
have
to have
Hobbes?
children now, so I can
Is
name
it-
one Kelvin.
Kelvin and Hobbes.
Yeah. There has to be a famous scientist named Hobbes that invented something, right?
I don't know, to be honest.
Well, now I have to name a child Hobbes. I'm
Negative
going to have
Kelvin.
1,000 children. It's great.
I was kidding people. There is no negative Kelvin. All right, just relax.
Yeah, so you don't have to tell them that. I told them that there's no negative Kelvin. They know. They believe me because I tell the truth.
He does. He does. He does it. And I'm then the Canadian butthole that's full of shit all the time.
I just say hi to Mark Bray as well. Mark Bray's
Yeah.
lovely. Just
Oh,
said hi
hi,
a while
Mark.
back.
Hi,
but I
Mark.
just
Yeah,
wanted to
I
say hi
just
to Mark.
realized Mark was in there. Thanks for letting
Yeah.
me know. Hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Oh, hi, Mark.
Best movie ever.
Mark, would you
Oh,
like some
hi,
water,
Mark.
Mark? Oh, sorry.
You know, actually, if we were thinking charity event, I've had beer and I'm talking to atheist content maker people. So we should, when we're all in the same place, it could actually be a like after Faithless Forum thing, or an atheist day thing, probably an after a Faithless Forum thing.
More than likely.
Gather and watch the room together and do
Yes.
the responses. Right?
I'm
Oh, yeah,
actually,
totally.
I'm actually
come
about
to
be
Austin.
living-
Yeah.
I'm
and
actually about to be living in Austin over the next month, probably. So that'll
Well,
be
fuck.
really easy for me.
yeah, you haven't reached out to me on Twitter, so
Mm-mm.
Yeah.
that's fine. That's cool.
Wait, you guys aren't following each other?
No, I'm following him.
I think
Alright.
I'm following you as well.
Jamie's
but that
just
just leads us in circles. You have to like. The other day, I should save this for when I post it on Twitter, but whatever. I realized that God follows me.
Oh, yeah.
Nice.
I didn't know what. I was like, I don't know what to do with this. I don't know how to. Because it was because someone posted to him that Obama follows him on Twitter.
Awesome.
Apparently, which is like whatever. That's cool. That's good for you. I don't even care. But also, he follows me, and I'm like, oh, that's.
So in a certain way,
I followed like you before I had a show.
Like,
yeah.
That's the question. Do you follow God?
I mean,
no, that's why it does
I do on Twitter.
Important
on Twitter,
distinction.
Other than that, I do not know the way. So.
I mean, there's so many. Just pick one.
Yeah.
I mean,
do I have to just take one? Can I have more than one? Can I have one of those religions that just basically is like, meh, everything's kind of true in some way or another. Doesn't matter.
of the new age.
Randolph says it's better that God follows you than leads you, Jamie.
That actually is very true.
And Adam, you're modest apparently.
Yeah,
I would agree with you.
I think so. I think you're pretty good. Big deal. I do a terrible job of keeping up with other people's content. I don't even watch my own stuff. I'm just such an asshole. I can't take it.
You better watch them.
It gets hard. It gets really hard, honestly, to keep up with everybody's. Yeah, it's really hard. I try my best, but it's so hard to stay.
I bet it was easy in the early days when there were like 2 content creators. Why can't we do that? Why can't we be so oppressed that there's only like 5 of us? Can we go back to that? Be easier.
The more voices, the better, and you know that, man.
Yeah. That was I'm sarcastic. It's fine. It's cool. Now people don't think I know what a joke is. It's fine.
Right. I'm gonna grab another.
Yeah. It's a good time for it. Yeah.
I'm gonna do a piss.
We should take
so
turns taking our last break before we switch. Oh, we said top of the hour, so 9. So like 25 minutes from now.
Yeah, for me it'll be 7.
Yeah, I was gonna say that actually is a way that we've avoided time zone tomfuckery. Is just like 7 hours.
Tomfuckery.
Yeah, you've never experienced tomfuckery.
Well, I've heard the expression.
I was gonna say oh my god. So it's okay. I am here in my capacity as myself and not representing any organization, and so I avoid, deeper conversations about other organizations. But since ascending to the role of queen from the role of president of the ACA, so
which is an ascension.
Yeah. So, yes, and an unholy one at that. But I've had more spare time and realized that I should enrich myself and experience culture, and that it's not just like a funny aside that I don't know musical stuff. It means that I'm not experiencing modern culture. So I've recently been listening to
Luminous.
What?
Sorry, I had to plug my band there. Sorry.
Oh,
He's recently been listening to Luminous.
I actually haven't heard any of their stuff, but I've heard that they're good.
No,
I can't. I can't actually officially endorse it because I don't know whether you're shit or not. It's probably great. Link in the description. No.
Actually,
link in a comment from Neil at least.
Dude, I'll send you the link in the Twitter DM.
Right next to the link where you can save the Amazon forest.
Yeah, by the way,
tells me Jesus ain't gonna do it.
Get on there. I like David's idea. Send $6.66.
Yeah.
Right? This is great.
Yeah.
We all did that.
You would not be surprised the number of times that comes in as a donation to the super chat for either Talk Heathen or
it's a good
Atheist
number.
Experience. Yeah.
It's weird because I'll be at work filling up stuff with antifreeze, and I'll always look at the scale and I'll stop it at 666 and go, and then continue. The guy was like, what do you do that all the time for?
I need to take a phone call real quick.
Okay. Yeah. Do that. Everybody gets to run away for a couple of minutes.
I already did. So
Yeah.
I just kind of
Say hi.
I do want to say that if I suddenly drop off in between now and the top of the hour, I will jump back in at the top of the hour on his link. If you could just forward that to me, because again, I'm on my phone, so
No
it might
problem.
die. I don't
What
want to
about-
switch to the computer now. I want some time to get it set
Oh,
up.
don't you have a plug? You can plug the phone in, charge it up.
Yeah, but you know what sucks is that I have an iPhone 6, an iPhone X, and Apple decided to turn the headphone ports into the charging port too. So you can't charge and use your headphones at the same time.
That's
And I'm
why-
worried if I take the headphones out that my audio might be weird. I guess I could test that out real quick.
That's why I got one of these, which comes with a charging port and a headphone port.
That's what I need.
Yep.
How does that audio sound? Does that sound okay? Or does it sound terrible?
No, not at all. We can still hear you.
Okay.
You just have to get a little closer.
Kitty! Room noise.
Sorry,
Yes.
randomly distracted by a floof.
That's okay. Flooves are great.
Kitty!
I didn't know how much of the ambient room noise would get in there, and I didn't want to like.
Well, it's better than the non-ambient room noise.
Cool. So I'll be
We
right
can
back
deal with
then.
ambient. Yes, they're saying you are quieter, but damn it, plug your phone in, man. Oh, of course, he's muted himself now. So, Andy.
Oh, God, it's just us and Jamie's cat. Hi.
Yeah. Hi, kitty. What do you got to say other than meow? But
literally no fucks given.
So tell me a little bit about you, dude.
What's to know? I'm an ex-New Ager, if you like. I used to be into all the New Age stuff. I ended up in a New Age cult, and now I'm not in that cult anymore. And I sometimes make videos about that cult and other New Agey things, atheism. I've also touched on sexuality a bit, which I want to talk about more on my channel. That's kind
Excellent.
of the channel itself. But yeah,
What's your
otherwise, Andy the Fellows is sort of all one word, but make sure you get the E's in Andy and Fellows, the penultimate letters. But yeah.
One quick sec. IQ, find Andy Fellows' channel and post a link, please, in the chat. Thank you.
Thank you.
Andy, I wanted to ask you. I know Adam has mentioned to you. Well, he told me that he mentioned to you that I do deconversion stories, and technically coming out of a thing, I would love to have you on as a guest if you're down for that.
I'm fully up for that. Yeah, it'd be fantastic. Thank you. Yeah,
awesome.
It's definitely
I'll DM you my schedule.
All right, awesome. Cheers for that.
I'm updated, but I'll do it.
Yeah.
I'm booked pretty solid till probably midway through October, if that's okay.
Yeah, no, that's cool. I mean, I've just kind of taken on YouTube a bit more now. You're still muted, Atom, by the way, if you were talking. Can't hear you yet. All right, cool. I just taken on YouTube a little bit more now. Twitter and all the social media's gone mad anyway, so I'm trying to find time in my day to do anything other than reply to people. So I'll probably be
hear you
till October anyway.
But yeah, I was saying that that's what I was about to come in and say, is that I'd love to see Andy on your channel, Neil, because Andy and I just recently met, but I'd like to say that we're buddies now, and I think that he has a really interesting story to share. So,
I do too.
Yeah, it'd be good. I'll be there for sure when it
We've
happens.
already agreed on it, so it's all good. Yeah. And Adam, I tell you right away, I think you and I connected right away.
Yeah.
When we first started shooting the shit, which is cool. I like making new friends, man. I like making friends all over.
Me too. And it's amazing. I've actually always had a harder time making friends. Just in the areas that I live in, they're very rural. East Texas, it's very different. Mm-hmm. But from the first moment that I uploaded my first video on my channel, it's just been so welcoming with the atheist community. It's been really awesome. It seems like I'm making friends left and right from this community, and it's amazing. It's so cool. I know I don't think there are too many communities that you can enter into as a noob and get that sort of response. Most of them you gotta sweat through it for a little bit. But
Well-
this is a really good community to be a part of.
Mm.
Absolutely, I agree.
So many
You know,
lovely people.
who was it that stumbled upon you? I think it was
It was Drew.
a little guy by the name of Genetically Modified
Yeah,
Skeptic.
just a little guy.
Small guy. He's got a few followers.
Yeah, that asshole.
Drew, he is. He beat my ass 7 out of 8 times at Mario Kart. That prick. Anyway.
That's it. He just was like
Oh, you should have
the
seen him.
whole time.
Well, I was all cocky and shit. Oh yeah, I mean, I used to master this game. He's like, oh yeah. So we're playing on his little simulator, and I'm like, fuck, fuck. Reflexes just aren't the same. Fuck. And he's this grin on his face, like the kid that just got all the candy out of the candy jar, and mom doesn't know yet.
Yeah. Man, I love that guy. He's great.
Oh, he's such good people. Him and Thomas, they're all like Jamie, Eric, everybody, even Matt, who wasn't in the best headspace when I was there, but he sat with me and he was telling me how to play Keyforge and stuff because he heard that I was into like Magic and Yu-Gi-Oh. He said, "Oh, have you seen this other card game?" And he's sitting there and he's showing me how to play Keyforge. And I managed to talk to our guy here that deals with all the cards up here, and he's going to get it in for me, a bunch of different decks, and I might start a league now with the Keyforge, which would be really cool.
Cool.
Hey, I'm on a charity scheme to save the rainforest.
JD the Heathen, saving the universe one stream at a time.
Without muting his microphone when he's away.
Yeah. That's okay. We get to eavesdrop on him. Are there any atheist ASMR people?
I don't know, but I would kind of like to see that. Like, how would that even work, and how would it be relevant to atheism as well? How would that work?
Are you reading comments or something?
Yeah, what?
I was replying to you, and you're talking about ASMR. How would that be relevant to atheism? But I did just say hi to Orla because she said, "Oh, look, another
that's where the Orla thing." I got confused. You could say, atheist ASMR. Come on, it would be awesome. Hi, God isn't real. Jesus never existed.
That's my kind of ASMR right there.
Read some Richard Carrier.
Your beliefs are fallacious.
Logical fallacies are no basis to believe anything. Atheism is the result of the proper application of scientific skepticism. Question of whether or not Jesus is a dude.
I think I'm gonna fall asleep now, Jamie. That was pretty sexy. I gotta tell you.
Just think about it.
Oh my god, this is so funny. Never did I think that would ever happen. Atheists talking to me in ASMR voices. Hey, fuck off, people. I don't care that your show is coming on. I'm doing my show. Keep getting notifications. Damn.
Oh my god, I get so many notifications. So for my job, they want to tweet stuff at me to communicate because is the kids these days, they're grown up and they're taking over. They've got jobs now where they're in charge of stuff. But it means that I can't have my phone like on vibrate like I normally do. Well, because I need to get the notifications that pop up, right? Like,
Gotcha.
so having a custom notification sound for their little group chat for work helps. But it means that there's a lot of active like chat groups that are atheist people that I'm fine ignoring if it's like a buzz in my pocket. But it's just like, oh my God, shut up, guys. There's no God. Sleep it. I'm trying to deal with children. We're understaffed. This one continues to ask me the same question about the bathroom, even though I've already answered it when there's another counselor, because we have ratio for whatever. It's fine. It's fine. It's boring for me to talk about work. So I'm going to move on now with a half explanation. There's a required ratio of counselors to children in order to remain a licensed child non-murdering group. If you're not a church,
non-murdering.
if you're a church, I don't know whether they actually guard the regulations or whatever, whether there's a legitimate exception. I think there is to some, but also you will never be held accountable to the law. So brought it back and made it political, motherfucker.
I think that's great. I think what we're going to do now is we'll end this one, and I can take a bit of a break, and then Jim will be sending us out links, and he'll send it directly to me, and then I can copy it over to you guys.
Okay.
If you're up for it to jump in for a bit.
Wait, hold on. Are we ending it now? How much time do I have? Because I realized that there's a jar of French onion dip in the fridge, but no chips.
Oh.
Do I have sufficient time to run to Walmart?
Yeah, it's just down the road from
We
you.
can always hold your spot for you.
Yeah, dude. I'll make sure you get in.
What?
Go
That's
and get.
There's the benefits of being
That's
queen.
what friends are for, motherfucker.
Yeah, to get you into places.
That's right.
Yeah. How else are you going to get past the bouncer? So
I was a bouncer. Ask me about the eyeball popping out in episode one time.
I will ask you about that at some point because I'm curious.
I'm curious just based on the name.
All right, I'll tell it before we go.
Yeah, I was going to say, all right.
Okay.
I worked as a head doorman
One
at a place
donation.
called Melrose Place, believe it or not. It was in the 90s.
Mm-hmm.
I was a head doorman, and I kicked a couple of guys out, these two drunk fishermen from a little town called Ladner. One of them came back at me with one of those small bats. It's like a fishing bat that has a little hook on the end of it. And he's flailing it around in the air. He's so drunk, he doesn't know what he's doing. He's flailing it around in the air. He wants to hit me with this thing. I just grabbed the bat, and I put my thumb here and popped his eyeball out. It's really easy to do. And I gave him a glass of tepid water, and the ambulance guys were right in the lot down by this Super Value or the marketplace or whatever. And they took him to the hospital so they could put his eye back in. But I'll tell you something right now. If you're in a fight and somebody pops your eyeball out and you're looking at your opponent with one eye and your shoe with the other one, fight's over. I've had to do that twice.
I was going to say, back in the day seemed like such an interesting time when you could just pop someone's eye out.
It was like, all right, you're right. It was like 20 years ago, give or take.
Yeah, I was going to say that counts as back in the day. If it's in the last century at this point, it kind of counts as back in the day.
It's actually quite easy to do.
Back in the day is like the 90s. I get to claim that even though I don't remember it at all.
My back in the day would be the 70s.
What?
70s,
Mine
80s.
is the early 2000s.
Millennial.
Wait. Oh, sorry. Tom, when were you?
93.
A Tom.
Same.
I was 92. So.
Oh.
No. I mean, because back in the day is what you say
I'm
when you're
outnumbered.
older and people won't call you out on shit, and so you can just claim the decade before. I could claim the 80s if I wanted to. I'd be like, well, young, but the 80s. Let me tell you about Reagan. I could do that. That's the rules. You get
There's
to
a lot
do.
of confusion. Sorry.
It's religion and then old people in terms of getting away with shit.
What do you got against old people?
If your
Don't
voice
make me take my teeth out and swear at you.
with that voice, particularly if you had like a rascal that you needed because you couldn't move, you could literally go to a grocery store. This is a friend of mine who explained to me how they're excited to get old. They're like, yeah, you just go to a grocery store and you get your groceries and then you just leave and no one will say anything to you because you're old. I was like, you have such a low bar for what you could like. I would be old, put on a pilot's uniform, because if you're wearing a pilot's uniform and you walk briskly, no one's going to stop you. You've got a plane to fly. It doesn't matter if there's no planes within 100 miles. You're walking.
What movie
briskly.
was that?
That is from 30 Rock. It's the one where Matt Damon showed up and he was a pilot.
Yes, I remember that, but I'm thinking of the movie that was had Tom Hanks in it, where he's trying to catch.
Oh, Catch Me If You Can.
That's
It's
it.
the real life story of Fred Abernathy.
Yeah, and he used to dress up like
that guy came and spoke at my college. It was great. It was cool.
Really?
Yeah.
Very cool.
I've been within 100 feet of that man.
That's cool, man. That's cool. He's a big name in history, really.
Kind of, yeah. It's sort of, he demonstrates the model that the United States should use for cyber criminals so that we don't get completely fucking buried by Russia and China, is what I was saying 10 years ago. But it's fine. It's great. So.
That's my 2.
And the sound of the gong signifies that the stream is ending. So it's, yeah.
Yeah, guys, I think we'll bring this one to an end. And Mr. Jim Majors, who's in the chat right now, is going to start up his own segment of the fundraiser. I think all of us are going to jump into that one for a while anyways. I can go for a couple more hours too. I don't have any friends. They're all online. But anyways, I have virtual friends.
He means in Canada. He doesn't.
Yeah, nobody in Canada likes him.
He's
I go outside and they throw
Canadian,
rocks
like
at
half American. So.
Well, you have 2 in Texas and 1 in Mexico, so
There
that's
you
pretty cool.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
WWF putting out fires. Wait, I have no idea what they're talking about. Anyways, yes, guys,
that's
please
what the money's
do.
going towards.
Yeah, please do drop some cash for this fundraiser because
Yes,
we're going to do what we can. We got to get this has to be broadcast bigger. How do we get a bigger audience for this? Or what do they call that?
Better marketing.
No.
It doesn't matter how good your marketing is. It can always be better because not 100% of the earth knows about it.
That's right. That's a lot of people.
Or 33.3 repeating because only 1/3 of humans have access to the internet.
This is true. But I would signal boosting. Thank you, David. Yeah, we got to get people out there to boost the signal. So, guys, get out there and tweet this shit out.
Yeah, if you can.
Jim, post a watch link on your Twitter for sure, and then guys go to Jim's Twitter and get that shit spread everywhere, because this is important. I'm still waiting for my dihydrogen monoxide. No, Mark, it's poisonous. Don't drink it. No,
don't drink too much.
Yeah.
Dihydrogen monoxide.
You can actually get.
So my father corrected me. Maybe he's wrong. He said it's dihydrogen oxide. Because you wouldn't say
monoxide, because it's a single.
Well, yes, but
mono.
What he was saying is that it's at the end. I guess it's carbon monoxide.
Carbon monoxide, dihydrogen monoxide. I think
are you sure it's not dihydrogen oxide?
Dihydrogen. Well, I guess you could say it that way. Because there's only one oxygen.
It's accurate enough for the emergency room. That's all I know.
But it's known as dihydrogen monoxide, and it became a joke because people were putting out you remember those memes at the start.
No. There's a website. It's
really
anti-dihydrogenmonoxide.com or something.
What is wrong with people?
No. It's Neil. Look at me. Irish. Look at me. 1, I am the captain now. 2, okay. They are definitely serious.
I think we've just witnessed the biggest wink in history, people.
Yeah, someone called to get his book of records.
That's right. Call up Ripley. Ripley's Believe It or Not.
Believe it or not.
That's fucking awesome. All right, I really got to pee, so we'll bring this one to a close, guys, and then we'll see you guys.
Ever.
We will see you guys on the Jim Major stream shortly. Thanks, everyone, for tuning in. And don't forget, the link is in the description box below. Please throw a little bit of cash, even if it's $5-6 or $666. No, $6.66. I was right.
Or $66.
I mean, $666 would work too, but
it'll work too.
$6 is fine.
$66.61 works.
Of course, I donate and get an immediate fraud alert on your card. I've had that happen too, Christy. You're not the only one that's happened to.
The credit card company, it appears that someone has stolen your credit card to give to charity. You never do that.
Who does that?
It's Mr. Grinch. What is it? Not Mr. Grinch. What is it? What am I thinking of?
Thanks for playing along, Mark.
Christmas Carol. What is it?
The
Scrooge. Mr. Scrooge. It appears that someone has stolen your credit card. You ungrateful dick.
It just stapled the antlers to the little guy's heads. Which I thought was hilarious.
Scrooged. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's great. All right. So yeah, that's what we're gonna do. We're gonna jump in gyms in a few minutes. So
Take us off the air, quick.
if we do have a link already, oh yeah, look, gyms are. Oh Jesus, I'm slow. I'm slow like ketchup when it's frozen. People, that's how slow I am. All right, like Heinz. Sorry,
it's not his
Heinz
fault.
ketchup.
He's slow like molasses. Bless his
Slow
heart.
like molasses.
Oh, bless his heart. His mind is like the molasses that brings such wealth.
Is it
to
bless
our
his heart?
region.
Fuck
bless
you in
your
Southern.
Heart. No, it's there is no fuck you in Southern. It's oh, this is the most shade we can cast in Southern.
Awesome. All right. Thanks, Jamie, for jumping in, and Atom and Andy. Very nice to meet you.
Thanks for having
and
us.
look forward to Andy and me doing a little deconversion story sometime in the future. I'll let you guys know. Other than that, I think that covers it. Remember, if you can, go out there and throw some cash at the Amazon Rainforest Fundraiser, please. I will be doing so as well, and I know all of us in the chat in the what do you call these broadcasts, whatever they are. We're going to be doing some of the donating as well. Their dreams. So thanks, everybody. We will see you shortly over at the Jim Majors channel, and I hope you guys will come along and hang out with us then, too, for some more of our shenanigans, as I like to put it. Until next time, guys, remember, as I always say at the end of these things, when it's my show usually, it's called Faith because it's not knowledge, and save the fucking rainforest. We'll see you guys next time.